Big question that I always get, what is better, Facebook ads or YouTube ads? And take a look at this. This is the number of monthly active users. And as you can see, Facebook is number one with almost 3 billion users. And then there's YouTube. So why wouldn't you want to run both? Because that's the answer. My name is Alex Miko, and this is me starting affiliate when I was just a teenager. And this is me now, still doing affiliate marketing 10 years later. And I have a company named Scalers, and we scale 9-figure brands up on YouTube and Facebook ads with video ads. And I live and breathe marketing. If you guys are here, let's agree on one thing. You are here because you want to make more money. There's so much money on this floor, and that's why you came here. Of course, Dubai is nice, you want to enjoy that, but in our line of business, making more money means making better ads. And it doesn't matter what you're running. So you could be running health supplements, lead gen. I know a lot of you guys are crushing it on ACA and that, gadgets, info products. And I know what you might be thinking. For example, the lead gen boys, it's all about the buyers. It's all about having the perfect offer. That's true. And right now, a lot of lead gen guys are crushing it with mediocre ads because they're all just UGC. But what happened if they applied what I'm going to show you in just a few minutes and have even more money at their disposal and make more profits? Same with gadgets. You should be increasing the quality of your video ads. Same with info products and so on. Because good ads mean money, bad ads mean no money or not enough money. We know that problem. If your campaign is not scaling, it's because your ad is not good enough. But also, being a creator is better than being a copycat. It makes you more money. So today I'm going to talk about all the winning formats, and we're going to talk about VSL, short VSL, newer trendy, lead ads. So all of you like are running ClickBank probably on different platforms, and you do like the 1-2 minute ads pointing to a VSL page, vertical ads versus horizontal, and so on. So I want you to take a look at this chart. Unfortunately, but that can be fixed, a lot of affiliates, we tend to do this, which is copying ads. And scale is okay, but imagine if you did this. And you could be there, but you need to increase and become better at making ads. And then there's a lot of fake gurus out there that don't do anything at all. So they're just on the bottom right there. And guys, trust me, you want to be up there. You want to increase the scale level. And that's what exactly we're going to talk about is today. So before that, let me give you a quick VSL crash course. Who knows what a VSL is? By the raise of hands. Who's running VSLs? Who's not running VSLs? The majority. Okay, guys, let's fix that. It's easy. So, 5 minutes. We're going to talk about script writing, shooting, editing, and then launching. So let's start from the structure of a script. The script is everything. Before we do any production, any editing, we need to do the pre-production. So we need to work on the hook, which is 3 to 5 seconds long. You heard that before. You need to be catchy. You need to grab the user attention, blah, blah, blah. But yet, if someone sends me an ad and be like, yo, why am I not scaling? I was like, how many hooks did you test? Not enough. So even if you know it, you have to apply it more and more and more. I test endless hooks. I would say my main business after I find a winning VSL is making hooks. Afterwards, we need to work on the core part of the VSL. And that could be 2 minutes long, could be 5 minutes long, could be 30 minutes long as you're hitting the nail on this sequence right here, which is, first thing you want to do is transition the user attention from the hook into the VSL. And it cannot be super harsh. So what I like to do is to create a pre-roll. So let's make an example. You're selling a financial newsletter, and your hook is that Bitcoin is pumping, and it's at 57K, like yesterday. So I hope you guys bought some Bitcoin too. And if you want to sell a financial newsletter, you need to bridge that attention into a product that might be something completely different. It could be trading. But to go from there, you create like another 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, a transition so that users don't get like confused. Like, why are you talking about Bitcoin? Are you talking about trading? No, you talk about Bitcoin is at 57K. You talk about the status of crypto, whatever it is, and then you bring them into the common problems that people face anywhere. So it could be like, yo, you didn't buy Bitcoin on time. You might pull out too early. You didn't make as much money. So talking about the problems that people face, whatever product you're selling, there is a problem. A solution for someone investing is timing the market right. That's the biggest pain point, right? Oh, I always buy a stock and then it drops. Or, oh, I sold too early and it blew up. So talk about that, for example. And talk about the emotional side of things too. Because it's not just like, what you're doing wrong, it's how you feel about it. And emotion triggers action. Relate to them in an emotional way, as in, talk about the pain points. It sucks to lose money. How do you feel? You feel like it's not for you. It feels like you never get it right. You feel like a loser, whatever it is. Like, talk about it. Create that emotional relatability. And then bring up the different solutions and go really deep in both ends, like the problems and the solution, and divide and talk about each solution in a very different way. Because at the end of it, we're gonna narrate a story and persuade the user to go from the problems to solution. And what is the number one thing you can do to solve all the solution at once? Buying your product. And we don't mention it early on, because otherwise you would know it is an ad. And the best ads don't feel like ads. If you think about it, every time you bought something, you didn't go like, they're trying to sell me something, and click off. I mean, you know it's an ad, but I'm talking like subconsciously, right? So then you're gonna pitch and talk about all the solution that has the product, and you're gonna talk about the benefits of having a product. Because talking about how you're gonna feel after you solve your problems is gonna take them to the action, because they wanna feel that too. And talk also about the problems of not solving the problem right now. If you don't solve the problem now, how is your life gonna look like after? Like if you continue having the same problem without taking action today. Pain is the biggest driver in action, and scarcity as well. And this is exactly what we're gonna do. We create scarcity by saying you have to take action now. We include the CTAs, call to actions, and we're gonna talk about the pain of not solving a problem now. And all the FAQs, which are nothing else than objections for your customers or viewers for not buying your product. So talk to your customers, the ones that bought, try to find people that didn't buy, do research, and try to really answer all their questions or convince them to buy, because if they got to this point of the video, which could be 5 minutes in, 20 minutes in, whatever, they're hot, and they're ready to buy, and you want to close them there, because that's when you make a lot of money. And you won't trust anyone that speaks about a certain topic. So, do you guys know Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, by the raise of hands? It's amazing, huh? He's a legend. He talks about the connection between the mind and body a lot, how to rewire your brain, how to change your body from within, how to heal from within. What really got my attention was learning about his history. I don't know if many of you know, but he was almost paralyzed. Like, he couldn't stand up, he couldn't do anything. And right now you see him traveling the world, giving speeches, walking, and it gives him more authority. What he's talking about works. So, for your affiliates, what do? You want to improve your marketing, you want to create better ads, and you need a spokesperson at least. So work with the brand and try to find someone that could function as the spokesperson. And there's no one better, sometimes, than the brand owner, because he came up with the product, he knows all the solution, he knows the ins and outs, and he's running the company. So he has a lot of authority because he's done all the research. If that doesn't work, you can convince the affiliate offer, or for your brand, if you have a brand, to find a spokesperson. Or you could find an actor. We're going to talk about acting in just a second. Or find someone with authority to work with. So I put some examples of authority figures right there that you've probably seen running VSLs or doing YouTube ads, blah, blah, blah. You listen to them. And that's exactly my next point. People want to look someone that speaks to them. If you use a lot of just AI voiceover, which is not a problem, it's less personal. And people trust someone with authority, which is exactly this. Watching someone speak plus authority equals increased trust in your brand. And again, if you don't have a spokesperson, you could start off with AI-generated voiceovers, which are great. So I use 11 apps a lot, and I don't like to use the same voiceovers that everyone has. I want to be unique. So I try to clone someone else's voice. You can upload like a 3-minute audio file of someone speaking, and no one is going to have your voice. Also, when you export the voiceovers, don't just copy-paste the whole script and export it. It's going to sound like a robot multiple times. So play with the settings, go back and forth, and perhaps export different segments of your script one by one. It takes some more time, but it's going to increase the perception and the quality of your ad. And because you don't have an authority person in your video ads, if you're not going for the option of having an authority figure speaking in front of the camera, you need to back it up and double down on social proof, because, okay, I don't see anyone talking, so who do I trust? So bring up customer video reviews, the product results, case studies, media features, featured in whatever magazine, the user statistics, or a lot of before and after. And that brings me also to one thing, which is a bit of a pain in the industry that makes us look bad is always like not being ethical or deceiving people. I made a lot of my money without lying to people. There's no need to lie to people in order to generate sales. We're marketers, so we can be creative, but purposefully lying to people, it's bad, and we shouldn't do that. So let's talk about shooting, cover script writing, shooting. If you want to shoot a VSL yourself, very basic. Camera, iPhone 15 is amazing. I have an iPhone 14, I shoot with that as well, it works. Mics, just a few light, and a prompter to read a script when you're shooting a VSL. So what a prompter looks like this. So you're gonna put an iPhone, and you will read a script, and that will make it very easy. If not, just rent a studio, something what I do that has it all, so you don't have to worry about anything, and you can just look up for studios in your city. Editing is key. So we all want to find good editor, right? We want to find the perfect one. We don't want to waste time training someone. So how do you find the perfect editor? Well, you don't. You train them, because all the good editors are taken. And I train all my editors. I'm very, very picky with my videos, and because I want the best quality possible. And the perfect editor, if you can call it that way, is someone that has at least a sense of storytelling. You cannot really teach that. Or have at least some basic motion graphic designs, which is going to help you create better ads if you don't always have materials, like just animation to explain a certain topic. And they should be coachable, because it's hard to work with someone that is just stiff and doesn't want to. You are the marketing genius compared to them. They are good at their stuff, but they need to be ready to follow your advice, because you see what's working out there and you want to apply it to your own ads, so you have to listen. And yeah, I wasted a lot of time trying to make a creative person creative, and that can't be taught, unfortunately. Where you source all your stock footage. There are many libraries out there that are doing an amazing job at giving you at least some, footage that you can use for your ads. But a lot of that, like on Storyblocks, when I look at ads, I see clips that I've seen before. I'm like, aha, I know we sourced it. So it's good if we can alternate that with like our own shootings, but it's a great place to start if you want to create an MVP VSL that then you can go on and improve and increase the quality. Once you create your VSL, it's super important to create good hooks, because in my experience, I've been running the same VSL for even 3 years, if not 2 years. And the only thing I've changed, and it was 40 minutes long, the only thing I've changed is not everything that happens after a few minutes. No, it's just the first 5 seconds to the first 30 seconds to the first minute. Everything else remains untouched. I'm running in the United States, so the audience is very large, but the concept applies to any country. The ad fatigue happens in the first part of your ad. If no one goes beyond that first 5 seconds or beyond those first minute, they're never going to see what's coming after. So there's no point in changing what works, and just make good eggs, and good eggs, because there's an egg up there. But yeah, so this is a very boring, like I would skip away, it's not catchy. But this is like, if I'm talking about eggs, this animated is just a static picture, looks way more interesting. Because I'm like, I'm scrolling on YouTube or on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and I see something catchy, I will stop. So focus on that, and that's why I recommend you to use also your phone specifically for hooks. But real soon, we will not be able to tell what's real and what's not. And I want to show you a video for that. This is by OpenAI that just is gonna launch, maybe, Sora. Check this out.
Prompt. A stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm, glowing
all
neon.
AI generated.
Several giant woolly mammoths approach treading through a snowy meadow. Their long woolly fur lightly blows. Prompt. A movie trailer featuring the adventures of the 30-year-old spaceman. Prompt. Drone view of waves crashing against the rock. Historical footage of California during the Gulf. Prompt. Extreme close-up of a 24-year-old woman's eye blink. A Chinese Lunar New Year celebration. Prompt. Beautiful, snowy Tokyo City. Prompt. Cinematic interview of a 45-year-old with prompt. Gordon Ramsay cooking a steak. Prompt. A young YouTuber sitting in a studio recording his next video.
Absolutely free money.
Prompt.
Almost everything was AI generated, but I bet you couldn't tell the difference. It's extremely good. It's extremely good. And this is scary, but amazing at the same time. Like using this, oh my God, I'm already texting OpenAI employees on LinkedIn to get early access on that, because that would like skyrocket my business incredibly. Nowadays, you can already use Mid-Journey. So I already applied that to some stuff. It's not great because it's like photos that you're generating, but you can animate them, for example, using like Runway. So a combination of Mid-Journey and Runway can help you create content from scratch that is unique. So that's a very great alternative to story blocks or Artlist or all the basic stuff. As you can see here, it looks pretty great. And if you just have this for like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, whatever, it will communicate the message very well. So video is king, and if you want to go to the next level with your creative strategies, you need to upgrade your skills and your content output. So being able to produce a lot of content. In my business, my main focus is making the best video possible, because that makes me the most money, and for the 80-20 rule, I rather focus on that than anything else. What's currently crushing on YouTube? I do a lot of YouTube, I always get the same question, so I really wanted to talk about it. As we know, there is a new rule by YouTube that penalizes VSLs longer than 8 minutes. At first, when I heard it was like 2 years ago, and I thought it was BS. But recently, I've seen a significant decrease in ad spend using long VSLs on YouTube. But don't worry, because if you're running long VSLs on Facebook, or you're not, but you want to run long VSLs, Facebook is still fine. Like 100K a day on Facebook, you bet. It's possible. These are some examples of UGC ads that are currently crushing on YouTube. And this is a style that I wanted to show you guys. This is VShred. They freaking kill it. They source UGC content, and as you can see, this is extremely catchy. Your mind is highly stimulated. They're maximizing the space that they have available, so by using 2 clips, this way or that way, everything is very colorful and dynamic, which helps a lot. And to break it down, what I normally do is I source different UGC content, and I alternate it in different scenes. So just to show you what I mean, this is obviously the same lady, right? So what I ask her to do is, before shooting, is shoot the same script that I'm giving you in 2 or 3 different environments. Why? Because then with the video editing team, I can play with those cuts and make it more dynamic. So instead of having someone like in the same environment just reading a script, you can make it more dynamic with editing. I can alternate backgrounds, and the storyline is the exact same because he's shooting the same script twice. So there you go. It's the same thing, and I'm also using the split screen to make it even more dynamic, sometimes some other footage that I shot or I found online, and then bring it back. So this is a great way to turn a UGC content that is static and boring into something engaging and visually catchy. I use Fiverr. Like, Fiverr is a thing. Yeah, it costs more than a Fiverr, but I might pay like $50, $100, up to $150 for some UGC stuff, and it does the job. So you need to be very specific when you order content. And again, this works, and it works for me, so you should apply it. Running vertical ads on YouTube. Vertical is growing a lot on YouTube. It's growing everywhere because of TikTok, because of Reels, and YouTube Shorts are pumping a lot of traffic, so you want to be on that. Some ask me, how do you run vertical ads? You just upload them, and YouTube will do the heavy lifting for you. They will find the right placements to run those vertical ads, and you'll also get more exposure because there are new placements out now that have a lot of traffic. These are winning formats on YouTube right now. So again, we mentioned short leads to VSL pages. So ClickBank affiliates know this very well. What the ClickBank affiliates are doing mainly is not selling the product, it's selling the VSL that they're gonna watch on the next page after they leave the platform. Short UGC ads for lead gen, very simple. I think they're boring, they could be better, but they work. And they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. And they're very short, like 1-2 minutes is enough. I still didn't see a long VSL that sells anything. It's probably not even needed. Short VSLs for gadgets are crushing it. I have some people in my community that are doing phenomenal numbers, talking about 10, 20, 30, 50K a day, running short VSLs for gadgets. Not too long. You don't need to oversell your product for like 20, 30 minutes. And TV ads, surprising. TV ads could be the same VSL ads that you're running, but instead of telling people to take action and click on the button below, you have a QR code that they can scan, so when you're sitting on the couch and you're watching YouTube, they can easily just scan and go buy the product. And there is some recent success in that, and the scale is pretty interesting. I heard 10, 20K a day, even just running TV ads, so pay attention. And yeah, these are just visual examples of what I was just talking about, all the UGC stuff. This is clearly some ACA stuff. And that seems to be working. TikTok replies works very well because it's very engaging. People are familiar with that. And these are just very basic. So imagine what you could do and make it more engaging if you start editing properly. I know a lot of you guys focus on like formats, like, oh, I should be only running vertical, I should only be running long ads. It doesn't really matter, as long as you're making a video that converts very well.